Hey guys, welcome back to Awesome Everyday. So today what we're doing is a pretty special thing. We're making soap. Yeah, I've actually made it. So be right back because I have to show you so this time I'm gonna make it from coconut oil. This is coconut oil. But in the previous time I made it from olive oil. So let me just show you. So yeah, this is what my soap looked like. Focus. Thank you. Yeah, so these are the small test groups and these are the bigger ones. I've actually tested the test group and they work really well. So yeah, and this is the cold method to make soap. So for this you'll need some coconut oil and a spoon for the first part at least. And you're also going to need some about 150 mils of water, an empty container or a hand blender if you have. That will be super recommended. Oh, sorry. And you also need some Drain-X or sodium hydroxide or 100% lye. So first step, move everything aside and keep the spoon, this and this thing, not that thing. And to keep the sodium hydroxide and this thing away for now. So let me just do that. And then you'll have to open the coconut oil cap, which I will do just right here. Wait a second. So I've opened the cap and as you can see it's all frozen. So now open this cap like so, and then using the spoon grab some out and put it in here. Okay, and now it's done. As you can see I have some coconut oil in there and it's solid because it's winter in India. And now we're gonna have to melt it, but not just yet. Keep that aside and bring the sodium hydroxide close. So this is my step of doing to convert this into sodium hydroxide, because this is Drain-X, a drain cleaner, and it has inbuilt small, very small and very fine aluminium mesh, like powder. It's very, very small, and once you dissolve it in water it forms sodium hydroxide solution, and the aluminium small pieces react with the sodium hydroxide and cause it to generate lots of heat, which unclogs the drain. So what we need to do is dissolve it in this, make not a concentrated but a medium type solution, and then you have to decant it off. So this is not distilled water, this is actually tap water, so it might form some scum. But if you have distilled water, I would highly recommend using distilled water. Sorry, not water. So I'll be back once I've dissolved this and then decanted it off. Okay, so as you can see I've done it. As you can see there is a white layer on top, that's the scum that I talked about earlier, and that's my sodium hydroxide packet over there lying around. So now I will heat the coconut oil. Okay, the coconut oil has been melted and oh yeah, sorry, the coconut oil has been melted. Woohoo! So what actually happened was my glass jar broke and he had to find a replacement, and this was a jam jar and I forgot to clean the lid. So for now, as you can see, I have some oil, coconut oil, and now I will add sodium hydroxide to it. Not much, but slowly. As you can see, I think this is too much, but still, as you can see, something is happening. So let me just shake it. Oh, it is turned milky. Nice. I have never tried it with coconut oil. So now I know that you have to shake it quite well so that it's turned milky. Sorry if the camera is shaking. So as you can see, only a little bit of sodium hydroxide is required, but I will add more. So yeah, just a little bit more. I don't know the exact quantities, but I think this should help in spoonify all of the oil that was in there. Very nice. And now I will be back once I clean the lid. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm back and look at what this has happened. It has settled into two layers. As you can see, it's kind of hard to see, but I set it into 2 layers. So what we need to do is just add like only about this much extra. So I'm thinking this one would be quite enough. So I've used about 50 milliliters. So it was 150, now it's 100. Sorry if you couldn't see it. But now if you just give it a swirl, and then once you know that you have added it, it's just quite, you have to fiddle with it a little, but don't act like, you have like 10 milliliters of the oil and you put like 5 billion gallons of sodium hydroxide. No, that will just ruin your soap. So you have to be quite quantitative, and you have to add only slightly more sodium hydroxide depending on your concentration. So now, even though it has settled into 2 layers again, as I can see it, but it's only a little bit this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cap it tight. Wait a second. Once you have capped it tight, so it shouldn't leak. Okay, good. And now, give it a shake. I recommend using a mason jar. And you need to, do this for a long time, like about 10 to 15 minutes non-stop. So, all of the sodium hydroxide can react, and, no layer is left. Why is there still a layer left? Wonder why. Maybe I will add some more. Okay, so I have to shake it now. I'll be back when it's almost done. Okay, after for about like 10 minutes of course shaking, there's still a layer. And yeah, I ended up using about 100 mils of sodium hydroxide. So it is 150, 100, and then it's 50. Why? So I think this is how I can go. Maybe I'll just shake it and shake it till I die. So in soap making, you have to reach a point where it's called trace, where the 2 layers don't separate. And after doing a little research on this, I found that, the oil didn't have enough, because if you have read saponification reaction, it's done with triglycerides, and this oil has basically very little of them. So you have to add another oils that is rich in fat, like saffron oil, olive oil, etc. So I'll be back with some saffron oil. Jesus, why didn't I think of that? My hands hurt. So I've got some more oil. Maybe this saffron oil, by the way. And, in Hindi, we call it like sarson ka tel, if you're still watching. And yeah, I think it might cope with the extra layer of water and glycerine. Yeah, this also forms glycerine. So those are glycerine soaps. Yay! So I'll add this. So as you can see, I've used it all. And whoa, as you can see, it has immediately formed a layer. So, what the thing is, get back shaking. After 5 billion years of shaking, the layer is still separate. And what I figured is, there is too much sodium hydroxide. Either I have to put a syringe through and, drain majority of it, or I could add just like more oil. That's it. That's the way to go. More oil. Hopefully my mother doesn't kill me. So after adding 5 more liters of it, let's get back to shaking. This whole video is shaking. Ooh, Jesus Christ. So after about only 5 to 3 minutes of shaking, we have reached trace. Woohoo! So to find trace, you will simply need, let me just get it. So you can see it from the top. It looks like puke. And in trace, it should flow like something like honey type. A little bit thinner than honey, but it should be thick. So this is what we call trace. And now it's your choice to shake it even more to have a thicker trace, where like basically a solid almost, or you can just keep it like this and put it into molds. So the benefits of 2 of them are, in solid you can shape it easily, but in liquid like this one, it's called medium trace, you can add colors. So this is the first part, and second part we'll be molding it. Goodbye. Like.